The mountain remembers the day you were born. The stars held their formation. The earth turned on its ancient axis. And somewhere between the darkest night and the return of light, your soul chose its entry point. Not randomly, not carelessly, but with the precision of a master architect drawing the first line of a sacred blueprint. Capricorn, you've been living with a secret your entire life. It's written in the month you took your first breath, in the temperature of the air that filled your lungs, in the quality of darkness or light that welcomed you into this world. Your birth month doesn't just mark time, it marks truth. And that truth has been running through your veins like an ancient river, shaping every choice, every struggle, every moment you've wondered why your path feels so different, so heavy, so deliberately carved. You felt it, haven't you? That sense that you're carrying something others can't see, that you're walking a road that was paved long before you arrived, that somewhere in the core of who you are lives a knowing you can't quite name. December's frozen earth, January's dawning light, each one a completely different frequency, each one a different mission, each one revealing why you are the way you are. The mountain never forgets, and neither does your soul. Before we climb deeper into this revelation together, I need you to anchor this moment. Type, "I remember," in the comments right now. 2 words, your declaration that you're ready to see what's been hidden in plain sight. Do it now. Seal this intention. Your birth month has been waiting for you to finally listen. Let's start with what you already know about yourself, Capricorn. You're the mountain climber of the zodiac, the one who sees the peak when everyone else only sees the storm. You've been called disciplined, ambitious, resilient, and yes, all of that is true. But here's what most people don't tell you. The mountain you're climbing, it wasn't assigned to you randomly. It was chosen before you arrived. And the month you were born determined not just which mountain you'd climb, but why you'd climb it in the first place. Think about it. Have you ever wondered why certain struggles seem to follow you? Why certain patterns repeat, no matter how hard you try to break them? Why you feel this deep, almost ancient sense of responsibility that no one else seems to carry? It's not a curse, Capricorn, it's your calling. Your birth month reveals the exact energetic frequency you entered this world through. And that frequency? It colors everything. Your fears, your strengths, your soul's purpose, and yes, even the way you love. Were you born in the deep of winter, when the world is silent and still? Or were you born in the season of celebration, when light returns and the world begins to hope again? Because each of those moments carries a different truth, a different mission, a different mountain, and your soul knew exactly which one it needed. If you were born in December, listen closely. You are a bridge walker, a keeper of thresholds. You were born during the darkest time of the year, when the sun reaches its lowest point in the sky and the world holds its breath before the light begins to return. This is not symbolic. This is literal. December Capricorns carry the energy of transformation in their very bones. You understand endings in a way others don't. You're not afraid of the dark because you were born in it. And because of that, you've become the person others turn to when their world is falling apart. But here's the truth no one tells you. You weren't meant to carry everyone else's darkness without honoring your own. December births often come with a deep sense of duty, a feeling that you must hold everything together, even when you're breaking inside. You learned early that the world needed you to be strong, so you buried your softness. You silenced your needs. You became the rock everyone leans on. But your birth month is asking you a question right now. Who holds you? Because the truth is, you were born during the season of release, of letting go, of trusting that even in the darkest night, the light is preparing to return. Your lesson isn't to carry more weight. It's to understand that transformation requires surrender, that you can't climb the mountain if you're still holding on to the valley. December Capricorn, your birth month reveals this. You are here to teach others that endings are not failures, that darkness is not the enemy, that the most sacred work happens in the silence before the dawn, and that includes your own rebirth. Now, if you were born in January, Your truth is different. You are the builder, the architect, the one who arrives just as the light begins to return to the world. You were born in the month of fresh beginnings, of resolutions, of collective hope. And because of that, you carry the energy of potential everywhere you go. But here's the shadow that comes with it. January Capricorns often feel an overwhelming pressure to become something, to prove something, to build something so magnificent that the world has no choice but to see you. Sound familiar? You were born during the time when everyone else is making promises to themselves, setting goals, declaring change, and energetically you absorbed all of that. You became the embodiment of ambition itself. But your birth month is revealing something deeper now. Ambition without alignment is just exhaustion in disguise. Because here's what happens. You set the goal. You climb the mountain. You reach the peak. And then you look around and realize it's not what you thought it would be. The view is beautiful, but you feel empty. Accomplished but alone. Successful but searching. Why? Because January Capricorns weren't born to build just anything. You were born to build what your soul needs. Not what society says you should want. Not what your family expects. Not even what your ego desires. Your birth month is a reminder that you entered this world during the season of intention, of clarity, of new cycles. And that means your path isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters. January Capricorn, your truth is this. You are not here to prove your worth. You are here to create from your worth, to build a life that reflects the deepest, most authentic part of who you are. And that might mean tearing down some structures you've already built, some identities you've outgrown, some mountains you've been climbing that were never yours to begin with. Your birth month never lies, and it's telling you now, it's time to build something real. Let's go deeper. Your birth month didn't just determine when you arrived, it determined how you experience life. Think of it this way. Imagine the universe as a cosmic loom, weaving together threads of time, energy, and intention. The moment you were born, a specific thread was pulled tight. A specific color was chosen. A specific pattern was set into motion, and you've been living that pattern ever since. December Capricorns, your pattern is one of depth. You feel everything more intensely than you let on. You see the endings before they happen. You sense the shifts before others even notice the ground moving beneath their feet. This makes you powerful, but it also makes you lonely. Because how do you explain to someone that you can feel the weight of what's coming? That you carry not just your own burdens, but the collective grief of everyone around you? You can't. So you stay silent, you endure, you hold it together. But your birth month is asking you to break that pattern, to speak your truth, to let others see the depth of your soul, not just the strength of your exterior. January Capricorns, your pattern is one of momentum. You're always moving forward, always building, always becoming. And while this gives you incredible drive, it also disconnects you from the present moment. You're so focused on the future that you forget to honor where you are right now. You're so busy climbing that you forget to look around and see how far you've already come. Your birth month is reminding you that life isn't just about the destination. It's about the journey. The small, quiet moments, the people who walk beside you, the version of yourself that exists today, not just the one you're trying to become tomorrow. This is the truth your birth month has been trying to tell you all along. You don't need to change who you are. You need to embrace who you are. Fully. Completely. Without apology. Here's where it gets tender, Capricorn. Every soul chooses its birth month for a reason, and part of that reason is to experience a specific wound. Not as punishment, but as a doorway to your greatest transformation. For December Capricorns, the wound is often around visibility. You were born when the world is turning inward, when people are gathering around fires, closing doors, retreating into warmth. And somewhere deep inside, you learn that your needs come second, that your emotions are too much, that it's safer to be the strong one than to ask for help. So you became invisible in your pain, present for everyone else, but absent for yourself. And now your birth month is calling you to heal that wound, to step into the light, to let yourself be seen, not just as the person who holds space for others, but as the person who needs space held for them. To speak the words, "I'm tired. I'm scared. I don't have all the answers, and I need someone to hold me while I figure it out." That's your healing, December Capricorn. And it's not weakness, it's the most courageous thing you'll ever do. For January Capricorns, the wound is often around enoughness. You were born during the month of resolutions and new beginnings, and somewhere along the way, you absorbed the belief that you're only valuable if you're achieving, if you're improving, if you're becoming more. So you became addicted to growth, to progress, to the next goal, the next milestone, the next version of yourself. But here's the truth. You were enough the moment you were born. You didn't need to achieve anything to deserve love, belonging, or rest. You were whole from the very beginning. Your birth month is asking you to heal the part of you that believes you have to earn your place in this world. To stop climbing mountains just to prove you can. To stop building empires just to feel worthy. Because, January Capricorn, you are not your accomplishments. You are the soul beneath them. The heart that's been beating this entire time. The light that existed long before you ever set a goal. And that is what the world needs from you. Not your productivity, your presence. But let's not end on the wound. Because your birth month didn't just give you challenges. It gave you gifts. Profound, powerful gifts that the world desperately needs. December Capricorns, your gift is alchemy. You have the ability to take pain and turn it into purpose, to take darkness and transform it into wisdom. You've walked through the valley, and because of that, you can guide others through theirs. You are the lighthouse in the storm, the steady voice when everyone else is panicking, the one who reminds people that the dark night always gives way to dawn. And the more you honor your own darkness, the more powerful your light becomes. January Capricorns, your gift is manifestation. You have the ability to take a vision and make it real, to see what doesn't exist yet and build it with your own two hands. You are the bridge between the dream and the reality. You are the proof that change is possible, that growth is real, that we are not stuck in who we were yesterday. And the more you align your ambition with your soul, the more unstoppable you become. These are not small gifts, Capricorn. These are the gifts the world is waiting for. The gifts you have been waiting to fully claim. Your birth month never lies, and it's been telling you this truth your entire life. You are not here by accident. You are not ordinary. You are a force of nature, wrapped in human skin, here to do something extraordinary. Not because you have to, but because it's who you are. So Capricorn, here we are. You've traveled through the chapters of your own existence. You've seen the invisible threads that connect your birth month to every choice you've made, every fear you've carried, every dream you've built with your own two hands. And now you stand at a crossroads, because knowledge without integration is just information. And information without transformation, it changes nothing. So let's talk about what happens next. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now, in this very moment, as you sit with everything you've just discovered about yourself. Let me tell you something about the journey ahead. Beautiful soul, it's going to ask things of you, things you might not be ready to give. It's going to require you to dismantle some of the walls you've spent years building, to question some of the beliefs you've held as sacred truth, to release some of the identities you've wrapped around yourself like armor. December Capricorn, listen to me carefully. You who were born when the world went silent. You who came into this life carrying the weight of transformation in your bones. You who learned too early that your emotions were too much, your needs too heavy, your pain too inconvenient for anyone else to hold. The road ahead is asking you to break your silence. Not loudly, not dramatically, but honestly, authentically, with the full force of your truth. Even when your voice shakes, even when the words feel like stones in your mouth, even when every part of you wants to retreat back into the familiar comfort of being the strong one, the reliable one, the one who never needs anything from anyone. I know you've perfected the art of invisibility, of being present for everyone else while disappearing yourself, of holding space for other people's darkness while pretending your own doesn't exist. But here's what your birth month has been trying to tell you through every long winter night of your existence. Your darkness is not a burden. It's a doorway. And the people who truly love you, they're not standing at that doorway because they want you to be strong. They're standing there because they want you to be real. So let them in. Let them see the parts of you that shake, the parts that break, the parts that don't have all the answers, the parts that need to be held without having to earn it first. Because vulnerability is not the opposite of strength, Capricorn. It's the birthplace of it. And January Capricorn, I see you too. You who were born as light returned to the world. You who carry the frequency of new beginnings, fresh starts, limitless potential. You who absorbed the collective energy of resolution and ambition and became the living embodiment of what's possible. The road ahead is asking you to stop running. Stop chasing the next goal before you've even honored the last one. Stop building the next version of yourself before you've even met the current one. Stop climbing the next mountain before you've taken a moment to stand at the peak you're already on and actually feel what you've accomplished. I know you've built your entire identity around becoming, around improving, around never being satisfied with where you are because you're too focused on where you should be. But here's what your birth month has been whispering to you through every dawn, every new year, every moment of fresh possibility. You don't need to become anything. You already are everything. The person you're searching for in the future, they're here. Right now. Imperfect, incomplete, still figuring it out, and absolutely, completely enough. So stop measuring your worth by your productivity. Stop validating your existence through your achievements. Stop believing that rest is something you have to earn instead of something you're entitled to simply because you're alive. You are not a project to be completed, January Capricorn. You are a soul to be honored. Now both of you, December and January alike, I need you to understand something. Your birth month didn't give you these challenges to punish you. It gave them to you because your soul knew you were strong enough to transform them, to alchemize them, to turn your deepest wounds into your greatest medicine. Think about everything you've survived. Everything you've endured, everything you've carried that should have broken you but somehow only made you wiser. That wasn't luck. That wasn't coincidence. That was your birth month fulfilling its promise, showing you that you're not just capable of climbing mountains, you're capable of moving them. But here's the part that matters most. You don't have to keep proving it. You don't have to keep demonstrating your strength by taking on more weight. You don't have to keep validating your worth by being the one everyone else leans on. You don't have to keep sacrificing your own needs at the altar of everyone else's comfort. The mountain doesn't prove its strength by holding up the sky. It proves its strength by simply being, by existing, by standing firm in its truth without apology, without explanation, without needing anyone's permission. And so can you. As we close this space together, I want to leave you with something to carry forward. Not a task, not a goal, not another mountain to climb, but a question. A gentle, powerful question that your birth month wants you to live into. Who would I be if I stopped trying to be who everyone else needs me to be? Sit with that, not for an answer, but for the feeling it evokes, the fear it brings up, the possibility it reveals. Because Capricorn, your entire life has been about meeting expectations, about being responsible, about doing what needs to be done, even when no one else will. And those qualities are beautiful, they're noble. They're part of what makes you extraordinary. But they've also been keeping you locked in a cage of your own making. A cage where your worth is determined by your usefulness, where your value is measured by your output, where your right to rest is contingent on how much you've accomplished. In that cage, your birth month is handing you the key. The world needs you, yes, but not at the expense of yourself, not at the cost of your peace, not in exchange for your wholeness. The world needs you whole, rested, restored, standing in your full power, not because you've earned it through suffering, but because it's your birthright. So as you move forward from this moment, I'm asking you to make a commitment. Not to me, not to the universe, but to yourself. Commit to honoring the truth your birth month revealed. Commit to breaking the patterns that no longer serve you. Commit to choosing yourself, even when it feels selfish, especially when it feels selfish. Because it's not selfish to prioritize your own well-being, it's sacred. In Capricorn, you are sacred. Every part of you, the strong parts and the broken parts. The parts that climb mountains and the parts that need to rest in the valley. The parts that hold space for others and the parts that desperately need space held for them. All of it. Sacred, worthy, enough. If this message found you today, know that it wasn't random. Your soul called it in. Your birth month orchestrated this moment. And somewhere deep inside, you already knew everything I've shared with you. You were just waiting for permission to believe it. Consider this your permission. And if you're ready to continue this journey, to dive deeper into the truths your soul came here to remember, then I invite you to subscribe. Join this family of seekers and truth-tellers who are choosing authenticity over perfection, depth over distraction, and wholeness over hustle. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, because there are more truths to uncover, more wisdom to unlock, more layers of your cosmic blueprint to illuminate. And I want to walk that path alongside you. Until we meet again, beautiful Capricorn, carry this with you. You are not your struggles. You are not your achievements. You are not the weight you carry or the mountains you climb. You are not the mask you wear or the role you play. You are the light that existed before any of it. The soul that chose this exact birth month, this exact path, this exact life, knowing full well how hard it would be, and choosing it anyway because you knew you could transform it into something beautiful. The mountain remembers the day you were born. The stars held their formation. The universe held its breath. And in that moment, everything changed. Because you arrived, and nothing has been the same since. Keep walking your path. Keep honoring your truth. Keep trusting that every step you take is exactly the step you're meant to take. The universe is so proud of you, and so am I. Your birth month never lies, Capricorn, and it's been telling you all along. You are magnificent. Now go remember that.